Man, what they do, Sniper Cruz, your boy Sniper J. We back in this motherfucker. Hold on, my camera look a little crazy. There we go. We back in this motherfucker with another reaction video. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with DJ Akademiks, but apparently he's crashing out on the motherfucking industry. So my dog Flacco gonna explain what the fuck going on. Let's get into it.
This Iceman release, Akademiks just crashed out on Fantano. Ebro crashed out on Akademiks. Ak crashed out on Elliott Wilson, Charlamagne. It's insane madness. So what's going on is everybody is rushing to be the first to predict when Drake is dropping Iceman. This entire drama started 72 hours ago. Akademiks tweeted, "The Iceman is coming. Stay alert." Now, when Akademiks tweeted this out, this led to a lot of content creators trying to beat Akademiks to the punch. One of the people who try to beat Akademiks to the punch because they seen how viral Akademiks Iceman tweet went is Anthony Fantano. Now, Fantano, he didn't do what Akademiks did. Now, Akademiks just say, yo, Iceman is coming and let people speculate it. Fantano actually gave a date, gave a time frame. He said Iceman was going to be dropping in 36 hours.
Drake, Iceman, it is happening. Based on my exclusive source, Iceman will be dropping in the next 36 hours. Keep an eye out, keep an ear out. Iceman in 36 hours. You're welcome.
Obviously, if you're watching this video, then you know that Iceman has not dropped and Anthony Fantano prediction did not come true. But Akademiks crashed out on Fantano and other people who were trying to beat him to the punch and drop breaking news, even though they were not fans of Drake and all they did was hate on Drake. Akademiks tweets out, Iceman this, Iceman that. Everybody just shut the F up and watch this movie play out. Enjoy the process as fans like me. Even if you a hater by now, you done turn into a fan with speculating. Then Ak gets really aggressive with Fantano. Ak says, Fantano, you a bitch. Ninja. And Ninja's fed you wrong info like before when y'all say he had an 11-year-old daughter. Sent it out for suckers like you to bite. Iceman so soon. Don't blink. Now, Akademiks say, yo, I told Drake delay Iceman a little more because his haters becoming delusional. Drake derangement syndrome, they mad they got nothing to hate on. So these effing ninjas just making up fallacies. With that said, Iceman so soon, stay alert.
I'm here to tell you, Fantano is a loser and never write about anything, even reviews. Okay, this guy is a guy who got lucky to be one of the most prolific people reviewing music because he was one of the first. Doing nothing special. He was good at hate, right? He used colorful language that made people feel like he was really reviewing albums and shit like that. Guy who never really was into, I would say, the majority of hip hop. The guy's just a loser. Okay, straight up, a cuck. Chat, I'm here to tell you, just like how it was planted, okay? It was planted, the story of the 11-year-old daughter that Drake supposedly has, which Kendrick is still looking for. Maybe that's why Kendrick was at Disney World. If he can't find the 11-year-old daughter, maybe he went to Disney World to find her.
Fantano is an idiot for even believing a Drake source will give him information out of all people. But if I'm Drake, I'm mad at Akademiks for telling the public that we fed Fantano fake information because that defeats the purpose. Like, you feed Fantano fake information so he could give the prediction and then the world thinks he's a liar and the world thinks he's a fraud.
Come on.
But
exactly.
If you give him the fake information, he reports it, and then you come out and say, oh, Drake sources told him that. Then Fantano, in turn, don't look like a liar because Drake sources told him. Like, if Drake sources tell me, yo, Iceman is dropping in 36 hours, I'm reporting Iceman is dropping 36 hours because a Drake source told me. So, like, revealing that they fed him information kind of say Fantano, opposed to not saying nothing and just letting people believe that Fantano just made it up and lied and he don't got any Drake sources. So Fantano got to be lucky because Ak just saved him, right?
Yeah.
Now, Ak didn't just stick with Fantano. He also went off on other people who dislike Drake. However, they're rushing to be sources for Iceman.
This is what I see. Like, you know what I mean, respectfully. Elliott Wilson just making something out of thin air. I see Fantano just flat out lying. You know what I mean? Like, these niggas just say anything, right? Like Charlamagne saying he heard the album. Like, I'm like, yo, I say this. Here we go.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
That brother's starving, man. Yo, when I see them see the niggas who say they don't like Drake try to break an exclusive about Drake, I'm like, but what we do have a good laugh at is the haters going through what we call Drake derangement syndrome. Yes, if it wasn't already abundantly clear that these guys have no reputation, no spine, they will hate for 2 years, and as soon as their pocket starts to get a little bit dry, their rent gets a little bit too high, they will start unabashed, like they don't give a. They will just flip-flop. They'll fold up like a lawn chair in a goddamn wallet. People. They don't care. They have no type of spine. They'll go from saying Drake is a cancer to now saying they need Drake. Who would ever say they needed a cancer? I don't know. But these guys, I'll tell you what, me and Drake, we do get a...
Obviously, y'all heard the voice say, no, I didn't. That's reference to Ebro. Now, Ebro is reacting to this. When Axe says, y'all call Drake a cancer to the culture, now y'all saying y'all want him to drop? Huh? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. See, the problem here is hyperbole. I could see an analyst, somebody who's a music critic, disliking Drake the person while also acknowledging Drake music make the culture exciting again and interesting again. And it's a good thing when Drake drops because you want to react to it. But these dudes, I guess, are so infested with hate that they would go above and beyond. Like, they will go too far. You could say, man, I don't know, man. Like, Drake don't really speak up for certain things that we think he should be speaking up for. I don't know, man. I don't think Drake does enough for the culture. You could have said that, but that wouldn't, but that won't get the clicks. What get the clips is the hyperbole. Drake a cancer to the culture. Well, if he's a cancer, why would you want the cancer to rejoin the culture? Like why would you want the cancer to drop music? Why would you want the cancer to even be involved? If you are a cancer to anything, you want to get rid of the cancer. You want the cancer to go away. The very invitation to the quote-unquote cancer to drop music shows you don't believe that he's a cancer. At all. Now, Ebro responds back to Akademiks, and here's what Ebro has to say.
I don't know if anybody out on this show said we needed Drake. I don't know if we're going that far. But I like him. And I like him a lot. And I like his music. So, for you Akademiks, I appreciate the promo. And for Drake, listen, man, come with this album. Let's hear it. People are very excited. You're one of the biggest artists in the game.
I can't wait to react to this Iceman
It's not
album.
a big deal. It's over. On to the next.
Yeah, because I'm curious. I'm curious to see what he comes with. And what I always said this. After the battle, all he needs to do is come back with a bang.
Everybody said that. And he did, by the way. Nokia, Sexy Songs for You had a couple of joints on it. I think it was good. I think we and Akademiks really tapped into it right there, the level of sickness that I was referring to. Where there are these, like, what are you standing on exactly, Akademiks? When you say, like, flip-flopping, we're just fans of music, bro. We're fans of the culture. We're fans of hip-hop. What exactly are you standing on or standing for when you say you're on Drake's side, if there's a side to pick? What is that? What is that? What is the side? No, but I'm saying, what is it? What's the platform? What do you guys stand for? What is the thing?
Everybody took a side, though.
No, because it was a battle.
Right.
And it was a competition.
Right.
So in a competition,
yeah,
that's what happens. People will go, oh, this guy's winning.
Yes.
Look, in that competition with Drake and Kendrick, Drake was up until Kendrick started unleashing.
This is so disingenuous. And I see this often, where a lot of the Drake critics, when they get caught out on, being unfair to Drake, they would often try to redirect the genesis and the foundation of their Drake hate and their Drake beef to the Kendrick Lamar and Drake battle. Ebro is now trying to pin it as, I'm just a fan of music. If I think Kendrick is winning the beef, what's wrong with that? Huh? Bro, have you forgotten the decade before the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef where you've been hating on Drake? Like, you've been, disrespecting Drake. You've been doing everything in your power to deter Drake. Have you forgotten the decade of you doing that? But they redirect, I guess, their issues with Drake to the battle because to them, they can galvanize more people on their side if they tap into the Kendrick Lamar fan base and say, hey, they hate me, they're attacking me, they're trying to destroy me because I think Kendrick Lamar beat Drake in a battle. When we know that's not true.
That's not what it is.
But that's strategic because he's looking to galvanize the Kendrick Lamar community around himself. When no, bro, just be honest. Like, you and Drake been beefing for a decade plus before this Kendrick Lamar and Drake battle.
Yeah.
And you've been unfair to this man, right? And now he don't like you for clear and obvious reasons. And I think it's fair if somebody questioned, yo, why is Ebro talking about Iceman when Ebro called Drake a cancer to the culture?
Yeah.
You think a cancer to the culture had anything to do with the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef? Absolutely not.
Flacco preaching.
Yeah.
And nobody, Drake, and people were sitting around when push-ups was out, and we want to relitigate the whole thing. We was like, yo, Kendrick. It wasn't until Drake made mistakes with the AI and antagonizing Kendrick. Oh, you in the hotel room dropping quintuple entendres and, you know, staring at my picture on the wall, whatever the little ad-libs were. It wasn't until then that everybody's like, okay, if that's what you want to do. And then Kendrick started unleashing. And we were watching it happen. So I ask of you, if you can articulate the side that there is in this thing of hip hop. What are the sides? I would love to learn.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he has hard.
See, dude on the side of his pockets. That's what he's on the side of at. You can't look at that.
Core fans who are like, no matter what, this is our guy.
Right. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That is why I talked about it being a sickness. Is because in hip hop, you love all of it.
Yeah, but
you could critique it all.
He's not the only one.
You can dislike. It's not about him per se, but he's the biggest. He's the biggest. What other fans in hip hop are only fans of that one particular artist that are real hip hop fans? I would love to learn.
Yeah, the hardcore fan culture is such an interesting thing where all these people just adapt the whole identity of that.
Those are, for me, and I'll be honest, those are pop music fans.
I almost burnt my
What?
goddamn eyelash
Give me
off.
a fan.
Nicki's fans?
Pop music fans. Those fans are pop music fans. Hip-hop fans like a plethora of hip-hop and are fans of whatever is dope.
People are going to call you, you're just a purist. You don't get it.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll be that. That's fine. But I would love to learn. Like, if you claim to be a hip hop fan and you're only a fan of one particular artist, or I'll even take it a step further, one particular style, are you really a hip hop fan?
More disingenuous stuff. I don't feel a need to break it down. Like, you guys understand what's going on, bruh. like clearly when academics say, yo, I'm on Drake's side.
I agree with the last thing he said, though. You can't say you a fan of music if you only a fan of country, or you only a fan of jazz. You only listen to disco. Like, you're not a fan of music. You a fan of that genre of music. You feel me? If you like music, you critique all music. I agree with that part. Now, the rest, he was just trying to cover up the fact he was hating. But I do agree with that.
He's saying, I'm on Drake's side when it comes to Kendrick Lamar. Now, clearly, ever since this battle, there's been a line drawn across hip-hop, you know, and you could usually tell somebody's political affiliations, their group of friends, music they like, simply by asking them Team Drake or Team Kendrick. That's what I think Ak is referring to. I don't think Ak is saying that, yo, Drake is the only good musician or, you know, Drake's the only person he listens to. And, you know, and by Ebro's definition of, you know, real hip-hop purist, Ebro was the one who was criticizing Lil Uzi Vert and other SoundCloud rappers because they didn't represent pure hip-hop, right? They didn't represent what Ebro believed is pure hip-hop, these lyrical miracle dudes. And Ebro critiqued them, like Ebro disparaged them. Ebro made it very hard for them to really operate, function, and succeed. So, Ebro, if you're saying that if you don't like various forms of hip-hop, then you're not really, you know, a real hip-hop fan, then you should also disqualify yourself because you're the one who went against any new hip-hop guy who sounded different than the traditional boom, bop, boom, bop, boom. Well, let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think, man? Do y'all believe that Akademiks has a point, or are you guys on Ebro's side?
Yeah, now I agree with the last part he said, bro. But the rest, he is dead wrong for hating on Drake for all these years and now trying to bum rush Drake into dropping an album. But I don't know, y'all. Let me know what y'all think, bro. Let me know. Y'all know what it is, man. Snap.